This is a demo of the Email Anyone Anytime plugin. It is a Pocket Developer plugin from the API guys that allows you to, just as the name says, send an email from Campaign Builder to anyone, anytime, multiple times within a single campaign. Really takes away most of the limitations that you have currently on emails within Campaign Builder. So, like most of our, not all, but most of our plugins, they generally run from an HTTP post. Now I've got this in a very quick little demo campaign. It's triggered by a goal. That's it. And it is simply a post. Now, if you look at the post, you'll see, first of all, the URL is the APIguys.com/scripts pocket developer /block/email anyone. If you have, by the way, this assumes that you've already installed the plugin on your server. If you haven't, you need to go in and do that using the instructions that you got when you bought the plugin. For purposes of this demo, I have our domain here in the URL because, of course, that's where I am calling it from. It will be, however, installed on your domain as well after you get done configuring and installing it. So this would be your domain here, not ours. But unless you specifically moved it to a different path, this is the proper path where Pocket Developer will install it on your server. So when you create a new HTTP post snippet, contact ID and this merge field for contact.id are there by default. You should not change those. Now, Pocket Developer, or rather Email Anyone, has one other required field, which is template ID, and 5 optional parameters or name value pairs, which are from, to, CC, BCC, and delete. And I'll go through those one at a time. We'll start with template ID. Email Anyone does send a Infusionsoft template. So you have to tell it which template to send. I'm going to put 4611 here, and that is because I have created a template in Marketing Templates, an email template specifically to use for this demo, and it has an ID of 4611. We will come back to this template in a moment, but I will note that for the moment this has from, which is our standard, came at the API guys, and to being the email address. Okay. Now you'll notice that we also have from and to as name value pairs in the post. If I put something in from and to here, they are optional, but if I do choose to put something here, it will override whatever is in the template. It will ignore whatever is in from or to in the template. So here I could, for example, put kim@kimsnyder.com instead of the Kim at the API guys, which is there. You can put 3 different things here in this from field. You can put a hard-coded email address. You can put a standard Infusionsoft merge field like that. You can also use our advanced merge field notation in any of these fields as well. Our advanced merge field notation allows you to access fields that are outside of the normal contact merge fields. For example, orders, opportunities, referrers, invoices, all kinds of different things. So you could, in theory, have, for example, an email in a field that was in opportunity, for example, or if like the something like that you wanted to put here. It's probably not likely in the from, more likely down here, but it can be done. For more information on our advanced merge field notation, we do have a quick start guide on that in our Learning Center, so you can check the all of the things that you can do with Advanced Merge Field Notation there. For this demo, I'm just going to take out from, since it's optional, I'm going to leave it from Kim at the API guys. Now, here in the to field, I am going to override. Again, the options are the same. I just have to have something that resolves to a valid email address. So here, let's imagine that we're going to use the standard merge field, which would be contact.email, and we're going to put that here. Okay. And then a very common scenario that you can't do with Campaign Builder currently, but you can do with Email Anyone, would be to put either email to or an email in a custom field, but I'm going to put, for example, email address to there, which and let's say I also, not only did I want to email both home and work, right? But I also wanted to email the I could do, for example, if I stored the email address of someone's assistant, I could use that. But I could do, with advanced notation, I could do well, let's do some advanced notation. Let's imagine that I wanted to do an email address stored in, let's say I want to do the company's main email address. Okay, let's go to a contact and a company, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. We're going to be emailing Nessa dog in this example, and you can see that Nessa dog works for Gemini Farm. And if I click through to Gemini Farm, you can see that there is a email address for Gemini Farm, info@geminipolo.com. So let's imagine that we, in addition to emailing Nessa and at her email 1, we also wanted to email her at email 2, which we've done, and we want to email the main company address. The way we're going to do that is with our advanced merge field notation. And again, you can look at the documentation specifically on this, but what we are doing here is we are saying, so in here, this is contact company.company ID. So that's going to pull the company ID that belongs to Nessa. And then it's going to say go to the company and pull that company with that ID and pull this email address. This is I will tell you, this is a little bit of an odd notation. It's part of our part of many, many, many different ways you can get to data using our advanced merge field notation. But specifically, it is a little weird here and unusual, as you'll see, because I'm going to show you some other examples here in a minute. The reason we have to do it this way is one of the things you might notice, I can go, if I go to merge field and anywhere else company.email would give you the company, literally the company that they work for. But in the email builder, Infusionsoft has basically hijacked company and company.company or company.email actually in email builder only refers to, you'll get here your company's email, not Nessa's company email, if you just do it using the standard merge field. So normally this would actually work much simpler without that weird company notation, but to get the company's email in the to field, because they have hijacked it here, or in an email, we have to do something a little bit different and use our advanced notation. So this is going to carbon copy the company's email and also email address too. Now let's imagine that we also want to send this to either we could do the owner of the contact, or we could hard code something. So one of the challenges that we have, for example, traditionally with using owner, if you have multiple, if this email goes out in multiple places within the campaign, the owner will only get, if it's not anyone actually, contact other than the contact's email will only get a single email. After that, it'll stop sending it to them. We are able to get around that limitation. So we could put owner, we could put a staff person, we could hard code Drita at kimsnyder.com because we want to send an alert email to staff. So we've got a standard merge field, another standard merge field, an advanced merge field notation, and a fixed address. Of course, we could keep going here with comma to limited, but we're not going to. We're going to stop with that. Now, one of the ways, delete field, what you should know about this is a true or false field. And the way that we get around the limitation of not being able to send to email to and staff, etc., and do it multiple times, in order to make that work, we have to temporarily create a contact, and we do not, by default, we do not delete that contact that we create. If it doesn't exist, we create it, and then we leave it there. So the default is that we do not delete the contacts that we add in order to be able to send emails to any of these things. However, if you would like that to be deleted, to keep those clean, you can set this to true. Default is false. If you want it to be, if you don't mind that all these contacts are created, and are left there, then you should leave it set to false. So you can just ignore it, not even put it in there. Now, why would you care whether it's deleted or not? Well, because if you send a lot of emails and you're sending them with lots of CCs and BCCs that don't exist, and you're constantly deleting them, but you're sending them to the same people over and over, every time you recreate them, you're just going to be incrementing your contact ID really fast if you've got a big contact list that you're sending to. Whereas if you're going to be sending to them over and over again anyway, you might as well leave them in there because we're going to have to recreate them. We do tag them so that you can find them. There is a tag under the category Pocket Developer, and the tag says created by email anyone anytime, so that you can find it and later delete those contacts if you wanted to manually. But anyway, so those are the flags that we would need. So this is how you set up the post itself. Now let's talk about the sequence here for just a moment. I am going to go ahead and publish this change so that we can send this here in just a minute. If we look at the template, a couple things that you should know is that not only can you override the from and the to, now something that you can do in the subject line or in the body of the email is also, not only can you use standard merge fields, but you can use our advanced merge field notation. So in this case, what I've got here is I'm sending Nessa Dog a receipt for her order that she just placed. So imagine instead of a tag, this was being fired by a purchase goal. Our advanced merge field notation, this is order. I want the job title, which is basically the title of the order, and I want to pull that job title from the newest, meaning the order that was just placed before this fired, because since this is being fired by a purchase goal, we know that's the latest order. So this is going to put the job title. Let me just show you that just so you can picture that. So here's Nessa. She has an order. This is her latest order, and you can see the order title is right here, and it's called Dog Bones. Okay, and she bought Polo Skills license for a total of $20, and she has not paid for that yet. So looking at our template now, you'll also notice that I've got some more merge field notation here as well. So this advanced merge field notation pulls from the latest invoice, and it is going to pull the invoice total and also the invoice.total due on this order. And all of these are default. You can say first, last, all filter by. You can filter by to get to all kinds of things in this notation. However, in this case, the default is just newest, and since this is going to trigger when an order is placed, that is fine. Okay, so anyway, so this is a little template here. Oh, and one other thing, this is actually showing as the API guys, but one of the things you will notice here is also I've got another merge field here for company.company. Okay, so that one is going to work correctly and show you, I just did this, not that it makes sense in this context, but just to show you that I could also pull things from the company record here. So that should say Gemini Farm there. Thanks for your order totaling $20. Reminder, there is still a balance of $20. Please remit at your earliest convenience. So let's see if we send this email exactly what it looks like when it goes through. So I'm going to close the template here and go back to search. This is a template 4611. I'm going to go over here to my campaign builder. Nope, I've published that already. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Drita, Nessa Dog. I get my dogs confused. I use them as all the examples. And I'm going to apply a tag and kick this thing off as if an order was just placed, and let's see what happens. So it is test email anyone. We're going to apply that tag. Okay, and then we're going to give it for just a second for that email to arrive in my inbox, and let me go look for that. Okay, it took it a minute or two, but it did finally arrive. So here is our email. I'll put display images on. So you can see here it's got the Gemini Farm, and as that was the company.company, thank you for your order totaling $20. So it pulled that from the latest invoice. There's still a balance of $20 on this order. Pulled that from the invoice as well and sent the email. So that is your quick demonstration of email anyone, anywhere. If you have any questions about our plugin or any of our plugins, how they work, how you can use our plugins to solve your both most common and basic campaign builder roadblocks as well as very complex campaign builder workflows, please contact us at theapiguys.com or kim@theapiguys.com. I would be more than happy to help you figure out how we can help you solve your issue, and happy emailing. Thanks.